Tasting the elements is a wedding ceremony tradition taken from the Yoruba culture. During their wedding ceremony, the bride and groom are asked to taste 4 elements. As each element is tasted, a commentary is read, giving the couple an insight on the nature of marriage as associated with that taste. Watching the animation of the bride and groom while tasting these elements delights an audience. Tasting the elements is a new choice for Western wedding ceremonies and is ideal for couples who possess showmanship. Here are Hugo and Stephanie tasting the elements at the Grove Country Club.
So now, Stephanie and Hugo, I ask you to taste the first element. You tasted the lemon and found it to be sour. How wise they were to have let you taste this first. For marriage, indeed all marriages have their moments. Periods of unhappiness that may last for a significant time as well. In marriage, the nights can be colder and longer and more lonely than anything you've experienced as single people. But the wisdom of the 4 elements has it that this time is to be endured, for you will never progress to the other elements if you cannot endure this one. They did not have you taste from a bowl of cherries. They had you taste the sourness of the lemon, and they are telling you to endure it. For just as surely as it comes, and it will, any unhappiness in your marriage will surely leave. It's momentary. You need only endure it. So now I ask you both to taste of the second element. You have found it to be bitter. You have tasted vinegar. Not quite as bad as the sourness of the lemon, though, was it? Hugo, on some upcoming event, will be the night of the big game, maybe the Super Bowl. But Stephanie points out that WGN is running a 6-hour marathon.
Never point that out.
Running a 6-hour marathon on old reruns of Friends. Trust me, Hugo. Get the remote and punch in WGN. You'll be a happier man for it. This element, sourness, tells us to take the smaller bumps in life in stride. Now that you've shown that you can endure the smaller bumps in marriage, we proceed to the finer aspects of married life. So I ask you to taste of the third element. Yes, you have tasted cayenne. Cayenne, because it's hot, represents yes, passion in a wonderful physical sense too, you bet. But passion also in an intellectual and spiritual sense as well. Passion is the fuel of your marriage, and you both are so well in tune with each other at so many levels. I know that this expression gets a bit overworked these days, but they are the words that best expresses, to me anyway, the quality of your relationship. You are soulmates. Passion will come easy to you, but take time to restoke it. Go places and do things that renew and rekindle your passion. Though it may come natural to you, do not neglect this. Take the time from your busy lives and renew all that you are to each other. Renew the feelings of that courtship that would one day bring you to this place and time before all of us. So now I ask you to taste the fourth element. You've tasted something very sweet. This element has been saved for the very last. They chose honey to represent all that is desirable about marriage. For each of you now have a most special partner in life to share all of life's experiences with. New successes and achievements in your business careers lie before you as well. And most importantly, will be the fun and the life-giving times that you will experience with all of these wonderful people, Hugo and Stephanie, your loving families and your loving friends. Those times with these people will be among your marriage's sweetest moments. Your marriage will play host to all of this. Now, Hugo and Stephanie had several wedding ceremony options that they could have chosen from. They chose the tasting of elements, but they also wanted to add to it, to personalize it, and have one final element to be their own. So Adam, take the four elements and bring up the last. Thank you, Adam. Hugo and Stephanie, I ask you to taste your element. Hugo and Stephanie have chosen Biacard Champagne as their final element. It represents what they feel for each other. It's an element tasted only on special occasions. We associate it with elegance and class. And maybe, if we could talk to some of your guests, those that have been married 20 or 30 years or more, they might tell you that you have chosen very well indeed. Champagne does well to represent all of the best of married life. You tasted it 15 years ago when you met on this very day, the 23rd of May. Take a moment now and sip your final element and think about what your lover means to you, and let us relive with you your first date. You're ready. Glasses. She may have her flowers. Gentlemen, ladies, let me bring it back, please.
Yes.
Please warmly receive now and welcome for the very first time into the community of your families as husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Hugo and Stephanie Martinez.
DayofDreams.com is the website of wedding officiant Thomas Witham, who performs wedding ceremonies throughout Chicagoland and nationwide. At over 500 photographs and 40,000 words of commentary, DayofDreams.com is easily the largest and most informative website on the design and performance of wedding ceremonies on the Internet.